A revocable trust has been greatly publicized as being the greatest thing since sliced bread. Everyone should have them because that'll let you avoid probate and do all of these wondrous things. Well, unfortunately, that is not true. A revocable trust will not save you a dime of estate taxes. It will not protect your property if you become seriously ill or disabled and need Medicaid. And it will not necessarily avoid probate, since unless everything you own is placed in the name of the trust, which is rare, your will still has to be probated in order to pass title to the property that's not in the trust. So, in short, a revocable trust is not always the best solution for everyone. Now, there are situations where a revocable trust does have advantages. As for example, if you had two pieces of property, one in New York and one in California, if you made up a will and your will said, I leave all my property to my children, that will would be probated where you live, and it would pass title to the property that you own in New York. However, since you own property also in California, that will would also have to be probated in California, if this is called an ancillary probate, in order to pass title to the property in California. Now, in this situation, the use of a revocable trust would avoid these problems. If both properties were placed in a revocable trust, then upon the death of the person setting up the trust, title to both of those properties would automatically pass to the individual specified in the trust, and it would not be necessary for the property to be probated in both New York and California. That example is somewhat limited, but it does illustrate situations where a revocable trust can have an advantage. There are other advantages as well. However, for the most part, for most people, a last will and testament will serve the same purposes and objectives as a revocable trust. It's important, very important to note that a revocable trust will not protect your property in the event you become ill and require Medicaid or other public assistance. And the reason for that is simple. Since the trust is revocable, you really haven't given away all of your property. So when you apply for these programs, you cannot say, I no longer own the property, I place it in the trust. Because the answer to that is you placed it in a trust, but the trust is revocable. So go revoke it and you own the property. So that is simply put the reason why a revocable trust does not protect your property.